Nicholas J. Hines, I want you to stick around because we're going to get into a conversation about a major Kentucky Derby prep tomorrow at Gulfstream Park. First of all, the entire card at Gulfstream Park is phenomenal. So start handicapping tonight. Play with us. We'll have television coverage for you all day long, but play at TVG.com. The highlight to the card is the $400,000 Grade 2 Fountain of Youth. Upstart was brilliant in his 3-year-old debut in the Holy Bull. Based on that effort, he's the 8-5 morning line favorite. Let's go back to the Holy Bull. Frosted is the second choice at 5-2. And so as we look back here at the Holy Bull, watch your top two finishers. Upstart taking over, Frosted finishing second. Here's Larry Colmus.
It is Upstart in front, leaving Bluegrass Singer behind, and then it's Frosted to the outside, followed by Juan and Bina, but Upstart is pulling away, and he is pulling away impressively to win the Holy Bull. It was Frosted second, Bluegrass Singer was third, and Juan and Bina was fourth.
By all kinds of measuring sticks, visually, and in this case, numerically, this was an impressive performance by Upstart. If you look at buyer speed figures, that is the top buyer figure by a 2-year-old last year or 3-year-old this year.
And you can argue he was best in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. You see Texas Red, he was third in that spot from the 11 hole that day, behind Carpe Diem, who was second. His lone other loss was to Daredevil over a sloppy racetrack in the Champaign where you could not make up any ground. So, listen, he has proved to be, to me right now, the front runner on the Derby Trail. He's done nothing wrong. Flashy son of Flatter. We talked to Rick Violette. He was never really worried about the distance of ground. Frosted is going to put blinkers on, is going to have to make up some lengths off that backtrack for me. And Bluegrass Singer, who we saw in that backtrack, the local horse was third, will line up as well. The two interesting horses are the new ones, the 4 and the 5.
Well, yeah, how about that? We're talking about how to get to the first Saturday in May. How appropriate is this horse? Now, it was announced today that Pacquiao-Mayweather will be happening on May 2nd. Let's look at It's a Knockout.
It's a knockout to the front. It's a Knockout has taken the lead, leaving Jack Tripp in global positioning behind, and then comes G5 and Fear the Cowboy are closing late, but It's a Knockout's running away. It's a Knockout by 4 in the end over Fear the Cowboy and G5, and then came Jack Tripp.
I know Nick appreciated that Mayweather-Pacquiao reference, and he'll also appreciate the other horse that we're going to talk about here. Doesn't your man TC like the next horse that we're going to talk about in the front of you?
You know, Gorgeous Bird is an interesting horse. Son of Unbridled Song, have an elusive quality mare, and first time out, ran 6th to Bull Conquest. We're going to see Bull Conquest back in the Southwest. Then after that, won a 7-furlong race, and then this was the 2015 debut on January 24th, and the Son of Unbridled Song was very flashy.
And then it's Jack Tripp followed by, on the far outside, Morgan's Harbor and Blame Game, but it's Gorgeous Bird running away and looking good. Gorgeous Bird by 6 over Morgan's Harbor, then Bluegrass Luck and Mamilio.
So there are the main contenders for the Fountain of Youth on Saturday. We can go back to the TVG studios in Los Angeles. The versatile Nick Hines will comment on the Holy Bull, and then I want you to save a couple of sentences for the announcement of Mayweather-Pacquiao finally after all these years. But first, let's start with the thoroughbreds outside of the ring, Nick.
Well, I do find it interesting that, for example, you have a horse that's adding blinkers, looking to turn the tables, but the difference in the weight shift here, of course, Upstart having to give up another 6 pounds to Frosted, I think could be telling. In addition to the training of a horse in Upstart for Rick Violette, he had said that he backed off somewhat. In my experience and having watched horses, obviously this is a huge springboard of a race. I mean, we remember Orb, of course, Union Rags, horses that came out of this race, including Escandureo, unfortunately scratched. You've got 3 horses over the last 5 years that were deemed as Derby favorites per se, but 50 points on line to the winner, 85 overall. Yeah, there's definitely a big discussion to be had. I think TC might be on the right track with Gorgeous Bird. I think this is a time when you can get Todd Pletcher. It's a Knockout at a nice price.